Hello, it's a beautiful day. I hope it's just as beautiful as it is in your side, wherever you may be. India, USA, Latvia, Pakistan, Jamaica, Thailand, Ireland, UK, Norway, Sweden, Germany. And it's interesting that through this timeline window, which you would accept the screen that you see, you can see this reality here, what's going on right now. Anyway, about souls and soul's experiences, and what is soul here to do? What is the soul's task here? Now, before we talk about this, I want to just tell a little story. Just a few days ago, I was sitting in a place, I think it was a cafe, and just wondering. People one day were going over a field of grass, a plain field, nothing on it. And then I decided to hey, let's play actors. Someone else was like, yeah, this looks like an interesting idea. I'll be a policeman, you'll be a politician, you'll be a doctor, I'll be a firefighter, you'll be a citizen, you'll be a personality, maybe a teacher, or maybe that something is being taught, like a student. And let's play out these roles. And they started making their own theater, and they decided their own rules. They planned out their own situations, because by default we as humans are equal. There's no separation between you and me, blacks, whites, like Russians, Americans, no separation. We are all one big family, and there is no separation also with beings, other beings, these beings. These are just the roles, the personalities that the humans have decided to play out. And actually I'm thinking they're playing out pretty good, pretty well, pretty darn well, because look how serious people are, look how serious people are getting. And this is all mind main concepts. And let's just compare it to spirit world, where when we have channeled lots of information from the spirit world, I know also that information is out there in other sources about the spirit world, but just for this point of view about the spirit world is that when you are in the spirit world, it's something like also like when you are in a channeling state. All information that you want to achieve, all information that you are interested in, you just easily understand it. Therefore, there is no reason to study anything. There is no reason to go to school or to study some kind of a particular rules. All information is easily acquired. And just to explain a little bit detailedly how is this, is like basically those people who start to channel or who come in closer to meditation, you just somehow ask a question, or in meditation or in deep sleep or in like a relaxed state, you somehow easily receive an answer maybe with understanding, with a feeling, or with an intuition, or with visions, but somehow you get the glimpses of the answer. For example, you imagine of a person, and what is he doing right now, and you start receiving like images, like a glimpses of images, but shortly the mind jumps in and starts messing your intuition all around. So basically what I want to share is that in the spirit world happens the same, only it's a little bit tastier, it's a little bit dense, it's a little bit overwhelming, and it gives you like understanding, for example, how was the earth created, and you get this visions, this understanding of like, okay, and the more you are into it, the more you are questioning more and more, you just receive more and more answers. It's like this is something like a channeling state. Another comparison with the spirit world is that also you know that nothing can happen to you. And you know that from all situations, in all places, all realities in which you are in spirit world, you can easily jump away, go away. You can easily go to another place, go to another segment and enjoy it there. But still there is a kind of form, still there is some kind of experience and a sensation that this is another reality, only the qualities are much greater than the qualities we have right here. But the story what I wanted to talk about is that in the spirit world, you don't need to study. All information you can get it easily here. So what this helps and what this does is basically when you are a policeman and if you have a connection with the spirit world, in a way a channeling state, you are doing your jobs, but you are also having this connection back to the self. And you're like, why am I doing this? This is so silly. Everything goes out the way it needs to be needs to be done. Everything goes out the way it should go out. And there is no need to, and you have this wiser and wider understanding about everything. And there is no reason for you to be a person. There's no individuality, a mind concept, a role, an actor in this mind-made roles and actors that have been set up or put up by yourself or by this place, Earth. We are here in a magnificent conceptualized mind reality where everything plays out the roles by the concepts that are beginning. But we'll get to the soul task a little bit later. By the way, I'm in Lithuania right now. So the mind concepts are just made out, put out, and mind is like constantly creating okay, tomorrow we'll do this, and the mind itself, okay, let's stick to this goal, let's focus on it, let's stick to this goal, let's wash a car tomorrow or wash my house tomorrow. And if something goes wrong, the mind goes wrong. The mind goes gets angry, gets disappointed, or gets, hey, well, I'm not going to this goal, or stressed even. I'm not going to this goal. I should do something to this goal. I'm not playing out the role. And what I want to say that also being in these roles, being in these conceptualized roles, we have this disconnection, and this creates this long-term period disconnectivity from the source or from the universe, or the concepts, maybe whatever, how everybody refers to, but we have the disconnectivity from the self. We are disconnected from the self, and therefore when we are disconnected from self, we don't have the understanding, we don't have the information that's being perceived, information that's being understood, information that's being received. We have only this okay, the mind. What is it up to? What is he thinking? What is he doing? What should we be doing? And everything. Also, another funny thing, what I think is funny, is that about this learning process, that imagine you as a soul, you can receive anything. You can receive and perceive all information that you need. The only thing is whether you're interested in it or not. When I was younger, age of 16, I heard it somewhere from a show that there were people who died in a coma and come back, and they shared their experiences. What is the afterlife like? Well, they have a clinical death, as some may say, and when they I must pay attention. And when they come back, they share this, that all questions that they have were instantly understood. Everything is made of a bright golden yellow white light. Everything is, or white, whatever the person was sharing, it doesn't matter, the colors differ from person to person. And then I thought, how is this? Everything is known. Everything was how can everything fit right here? How can you fit everything that you know? And there is difference when I by accident learned channeling. It's different. It's when you with your feelings try to ask something, or you are, hey, what is this? How is this going on? Then you receive all the answers and information. It's the mind doesn't jump in. You have more stronger taste of feelings. And now we're getting slowly to the soul part. Soul operates with feelings. And feelings is a synonym, or how I see it, absolutely the same as energy. And soul operates completely by feelings. And what the mind does, the mind creates emotions like stress, like fear, like now fear is also a soul's energy. It's also an energy. It's also a feeling. But like stress, like concepts, like theories, like learning process. And the mind is like, well, you know what mind is. It's like like a luggage of memories, concepts, and ideas that the mind is like a calculator trying to put together to understand something. And this difficult thinking creates like a blockages for the cosmic information understanding to flow. But what it serves, as Enrico many times has said, people one time asked, Enrico, please, so the mind is disturbing us or bothering us from being connected back to the self. And Enrico was saying, no. Mind is helping you to be disconnected from the self, and mind is helping you to go to a direction that you wish and you have chosen to go to. And this is just a play of words, that mind is not bothering you or disturbing you. Mind is helping you to go to the goals that you have chosen to go to. And therefore, all the goals, oh, when I grow up, I want to be this. After 3 days, I want to do that. I want to be this, that, this, and that, and that. And I should go to Riga right now. And then I should do this and that. And the mind is just focusing you. Okay, you should do this and this and this. And if something not's going on as planned, the mind just triggers you. Hey, stress, fears, anger. You're not paying to your goal. And therefore, it's like a navigation point also for you. But now we're getting more closer to the soul part. So imagine yourself looking over the cloud from the spirit world with your best mate, soulmate, or your wife, or your best friend, whatever it might be, or your husband. Really, really close soulmate, like a soulmate. Looking over the sky to a place where another soul came back and told you, man, that place is crazy. That place is crazy. You said, why? Imagine people read books to understand something. People go to work. You can just imagine, and they're like, how does it go to work? You you go to a building where everybody comes together. You sit there, you think, you talk, you argue, you discuss, you blame someone else. You do so many incredibly silly things. And then you go drive back and you go, and so inefficient things, like all of your time you're spending doing something completely inefficient. And they're like, oh, what does it mean? And then your soulmate's like peeking out to this planet Earth, and they're like, you and your soulmate's like, incredible, amazing, and such a disconnection, such a place where everybody goes crazy things, everybody does crazy things, ununderstandable things, like here, like I see a poster, advertisement, something, life is good, everything is good, and people are smiling, showing their thumbs up, but in a sense they're like, okay, what do we need to say? Everything is good. Oh, okay, everything is good. And they're like smiling, but then they're like, okay, I must go back to my horrible place, I must go back to do and it's like, you pretend a role, you always create a role, you always pretend a role. And this is a variety of roles, like variety of roles. Also a role that I'm sick, I'm a role I'm being healed, I'm a doctor, I'm a dentist, I'm a car driver, taxi driver, I'm a politician, I'm some kind of a bank-related person, I'm a shopkeeper, or whatever it may be. I'm a role, I'm an important businessman. I'm trying to create an important businessman. But about the soul, what is the soul? And your soulmate is looking down, and they're like looking in the eyes each other, and like, imagine I can hit you and have anger against you, and then I hit you. Imagine we can get married and then we can argue with each other or fall in love. Imagine we can do, and we can have this feeling of, for example, I lose you, I have the sadness of losing you, I have doubts, I have fears, I'm in fear of that something bad can happen to me. It's like incredible stuff. It's like incredible stuff. Definitely I want to feel how it is. I want to feel how it is. And because of the mind concepts, for example, in the spirit world, you could pretend that you are having a loss of something, but instantly this goes away, and it's like, man, such an interesting feeling, but you always have the connection back to yourself, to your soul. You always have this connection, and therefore you're like, oh, I have the sadness and it's gone. It's like, yeah, okay. But here on earth, we can do the absolute higher self of sadness, absolute higher self of fears, doubts, dislove, argue, anger, whatever the feelings may be. And also one time I was thinking about humans. It's like Enrico has many times said that humans are negatively oriented beings, thinking, not beings thinking. And how he explained that, for example, if on a television all of a sudden in the difference was in positively oriented thinking. If on the television there's like a news or something that, hey, tomorrow there will be war, positively oriented thinking would start to laugh. It's like, how could be war? How is this possible? Everybody in the city will just start to laugh and take it as a huge joke and pay no attention to it. But in negatively oriented thinking is like, tomorrow will be war, and people get stressed, people get panics, and just by this one news article, they just start warring with each other without any grasp of any danger that has been, or danger or something. So what I want to share is that I was one time thinking, we have meditations about releasing blockages, overcoming fears, losing the stress, like calmness meditation. Well, calmness meditation, we can talk about this, because calmness meditation, if you're looking for, I love this feeling, it's okay. But for example, if you're looking that we try to avoid something negative, like an anger or like a uncalmness, that then again it gets to the certain point that all meditations are basically oriented on negative things. And I was like one time laughing, I was like, yeah, but should we have a laughter meditation, a joyful meditation, a love meditation, excitement meditation, having more and more joy meditation, getting into the highest joy possible meditation? And well, of course there are these meditations, but I was like laughing about this. Even in this field there are like meditations about such stuff, and even I have made a couple of these meditations, and I just started to laugh. But yeah, but I don't know, it's because of negative oriented thinking, or it's because the requests of this or the situations how other people are affected by this. But anyway, so you're looking at the soulmate down here, or you are having all these mindful, amazing thoughts that how could this be? How can you have anger against you? And because of this disconnectivity on this planet, because the disconnectivity is because of too much thinking, like in person, we are living in person so much in the roles, we are having a strong disconnectivity, and therefore because of this strong disconnectivity we can play out the roles, like being completely a doctor, being completely a politician, being completely a feel of loss, being completely as a illness, live out this feeling. And souls are here to have this, to experience this, how you call it, sensations and feelings. Sensations and feelings about, there's some kind of strange things here. Sensation, how it feels to be sad, how it feels to be unloved, how it feels to be unworthy, how it feels that I'm angry at you. How could this feel? Is the soul is like an energy energy cloud, like an energetical being that wants to taste unconditionally all these feelings. If this exists in the creation, if this exists in the universe, I have to experience this. I have to understand that also sadness is a part of universe, also fear is a part of universe. And how could this be? How can this happen? And he wants to feel out this, live out this, the sadness of relationship, sadness of work, sadness of career, sadness of myself, and all kinds of these experience that causes you to have a particular sensation, particular feeling, or some may say emotion, but I'm not. I'm differentiating emotion from energy feeling, because emotion is something that the mind creates with energy, but overall the main beginning or the main root of everything is energy, an energy sensation. So so about the soul, it's here to have the unconditional, unjudgmental, not judging anything, feeling. How does this feel? How can this be? We as humans, with such a disconnectivity, we are like getting stressed about everything. The mind gets stressed about everything, that, oh, how will I solve this? How could I be this? Blah, blah, blah. But the soul is like enjoying. How can I have stress? And how does the stress feels? How does the stress taste? How it feels to be in a stress? Because nowhere else you can be in a stress or in a situation. And therefore all the concepts, all this planet Earth, everything that has been established here is helping us to experience, or to souls to experience a new perspective, a new aspect of creation. How can creation explore itself or be itself in such another direction, And many times when I have connected back to the soul, there is like war, everything is like in other realities, like shooting or doing something like that's bad, and the soul is just observing. The soul is just completely observing everything. I remember one time when I traveled to another reality where human DNA was, I don't know what happened, but the beings there looked like humans, but the DNA was completely messed up. And I really wanted to be born there to help people there, to bring in this energy there. I had this energy fog around me, which represents that I had this energy, and I wanted to bring I just wanted to be there and help something. I just wanted to be there. I knew the path, what I wanted to do, but it's difficult to explain the situation, what was there, but DNA was completely messed up. And I don't know what happened, but the mother, which my small body was inside, was completely more messed up. I don't know, from an accident or from a fire, I didn't understood. But me and my spirit guide went there, and spirit guide was more advanced into medical procedures. And he was like the knowledge of, he's looking and saying that your embryo, your body, is completely messed up. And the situation is difficult because the doctors, and the situation in the doctors, the health situation is completely worse. It's really bad. It's like unhygienical, like somewhere when you have a broken garage, everything is dirty, and you try to born there, and everything is blood with blood, and everything is completely bad. And the spirit guide was like, okay, the most important thing is that we at first has to make the energy so the doctors don't drop your body away, because if they drop you away, the body needs medical care also. And our job, we are going through the cabinets, and I was looking at the horrible things about the messed up DNA is like completely like hell down there. And but then I realized that although the mother is dead, they took out the embryo. I don't know, 6 months maybe. I don't know, completely bad situation. But the spirit guide was helping energetically. And the doctors only had like a little hope that we can do something. And slowly, it turned out to be a miracle. And the changes there. But people were there nastily messed up. The DNA was nastily messed up. Like strange faces, skin like curved, like pollution, strong pollution in the rivers, like everything is completely messed up. And but soul at that point is like observing, yeah, this is strange, the feelings there are strange, it's like yicky, it's like, but it's like it somehow makes you or grows you. It's somehow when you have tasted the huge parts of the universe, to like taste how the creation is expressing itself, you have more and more and more understanding of the self, understanding of the God or the creation itself, even more, and then you become more and more closer with the, how I call it, forgiveness, heartfulness, and in a sense also when forgiving as sorry that you have, in Latvian we call it līdzjūšana, that you care about others, that you heartful caring about others, like heartful forgiving, caring about others. I don't know how it's called in English. I definitely have heard this word, but it's truly a really, really bright white energy. And then through all of these experiences, you grow, and the soul understands more and more and gets back to the source, or connects to the source, or understands itself a lot more. And about the earth, and this was the story which I want to tell, but in Latvian Enrico says it in few simple words. You humans here are constantly digging something. Period. You're constantly. Wait, I see so many solar panels. Like amazing. So many kilowatts. That humans are constantly digging. It means like constantly doing difficulties, constantly doing everything the hard way, constantly doing without the sake of universal laws, like everything sells out by itself, everything happens by itself. You don't have to read millions of books about spirituality. Spirituality itself is built in. You just have to be yourself, and you don't have to seek something, you don't have to avoid something, you don't have to run away from something, you don't have to run away from sadness or fears. It's a beautiful expression, and just explore and be in this unconditional state about how the whole universe. I saw the flowers right there, and we as humans are driving with trucks on the street, driving there. We are going in a direction, like the mind direction, but look around how many beautiful flowers, how they are expressing themselves, how they are creating themselves, how they are growing, how they are joyful about the sun, about the weather, about the current situation. And talking about flowers, one time I asked the Pleiadians about the cutting down the trees and flowers and everything, and they said that it's a, I don't remember the word, but it was a strange word in English. But mostly Pleiadians talk in English. That's what interesting to me seems. But human body is a neurological nerve impulse. How you call it? It's like a semiconductor. No, it's like we manipulate the neurological neuron impulses. It's like a neuron impulse interpreter and controller, and by using these controllers we use and manipulate our body. Therefore all energies are self-manipulated, controlled and guided. Even our thinking is controlled by our neurons. But flowers, trees and everything is a biological soul's organism, which in difference means that if we as humans shut down our nerve system, we shut down completely. If we as humans cut off our hand, for example, cut off those neurons in the hand, our hand jumps up completely. But a tree or a flower organism is different. Each cell of a tree or a flower is a living being. Each cell, the same as us, but the soul connects to each cell. Our soul connects to the pineal gland, and then it somehow through cells attaches to the cells that we have. The soul, energy soul, attached to the cells in the body that we have. But the trees and flowers soul or energy body, I call it energy body, but some also understand it as soul, is intact with all cells in the plant, in the tree, or everything. Therefore, the major difference about it is when you broke a branch from a tree, the branch is alive and the tree is alive. If you cut a flower, still the root is alive and the flower is alive. As long as the water, as long as the biological atmosphere allows it to be there. And also by this, flowers and trees don't have the neurological thinking as we have, the mind concepts we have, because everything of this is produced in our brain, in our mind. Therefore, they don't have this judgment. They are like, for example, a flower. When I mow my lawn in the countryside, sometimes I think about this. You are growing there, and I was like talking with the flowers while I'm driving with the grass. I was like, you are growing there. It's like, if I arrange to you that you stop growing, then I will stop mowing you and therefore do damage to you. And I said, maybe we can arrange an agreement, and therefore the information was back. Listen, you can do whatever you wish, but we will continue growing. Even if you cut us off, we will continue growing. Because it's the way of excitement, it's the way of being, it's the way of I am, it's the way of what else could I do? It's like, and I want to grow, I want to be. And they have no judgment about, don't do this, I will kill you, I will put you a curse, or God will send you to hell, or something like this. They don't have these mind concepts as normally humans have. And they're like, I cannot explain in word to word how the conversation was, but it was such a funny feeling that, I'm happy about everything. And I will grow by any sake because I'm really joyful about being here. And I will grow in any case. Even if you cut me down, I will still grow. Therefore, why do you need to even ask us if we are growing? Because we will grow in any way, and we will not stop growing. And you may try to produce the flower of fears that stop growing. But I think they still will not pay attention to it. What I want to say is that they don't have this judgment, and they don't have this, even if they're cut down, they're like still, and still living out this. And when they are slowly, for example, dying without water, they're like ta 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 ta, and then it's like, I feel like I'm dying, I feel like I'm going, I feel like, and then slowly the light disappears, but still with enjoyment, without any judgment, and they accept the passing away completely expect, just like animals, they accept their passage away completely. And sometimes I have seen also Linda, which does the private psyche readings, that people just are afraid to die. They are holding to something. In one case, their relative was going away. One of the client's relative was going away. Everybody is telling to this relative, just go away, just go away, let go, just go away. And he's like holding to a thought, no, I must fight for something. And he's just holding and doesn't let go. Not like this in the flower life or the grass life or the tree life, it's not like this. But although they have this, like, we feel this about heart energy, that the earth, the culture, the climate has been taken care much better than we are doing right now. And then the heart energy jumps in and this is like a universal balancing law, a universal balancing feeling, that the heart tells us what's good and what's not good by the overall universal laws, or the harmony of universe. So I thought a little bit more about different topics, although it's 35 minutes already in this video. I hope this was useful. I hope you get some new insights. And I'm doing a channeling lesson. Anyway, I'm starting doing this in English. Just stay tuned on my website, artlineofflinepeace.info, and just click on the English flag, and if there are new seminars or upcoming webinars, you just have a look and you can participate to online streaming. So thank you for watching.